Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Precious Metal Summit Europe and Commodity TV here for you with EMX, Royalty, and Dave Cole. The president and CEO is here with us, live from the USA, I think, right?
That is correct, yeah. Sorry to miss you, Jochen, in Zurich this year, but at least we're able to connect via this format.
Yeah, thank God this is possible. These technical gadgets here are really helpful. Let's go directly into medias res. EMX Royalty, you guys did a terrific job, I would say. We interviewed you several times the last years. You always kept your promises and you really delivered, I must say. Congratulations on that. You must have a lot of happy shareholders. And you are global. You have a globally diversified asset portfolio. And I saw, interestingly, Sweden, Turkey, of course, US, Canada, Serbia, which we will talk in a minute about, but also Northern Haiti. How did you came on Northern Haiti? Jesus Christ. I only know that from James Bond, you know?
Yeah, at one point in time, we were the largest mineral rights holder in the country of Haiti. And, you know, the way that we ended up in Haiti or the way that we ended up in Sweden all revolves around the people that we have engaged to contribute to the company. And that at that point in time, it was Keith Laskowski, who was the Caribbean Basin Manager previously for Newmont Mining Corporation. He had some excellent ideas. We employed those ideas, became large exploration rights holders in Haiti, and helping to advance. So we were one of the larger investors in that poor country, advancing their geologic knowledge. Newmont Mining Corporation became our partner and ultimately bought us out. And so we've sold all those assets to Newmont and retained a 0.5% royalty over all the assets, part and parcel to our business model.
Okay, super. Yeah, then let's move to Turkey shortly. As you know, Turkey is a little bit, unfortunately famous in the news here in Europe through the political situation, I would call it. How is it working down there for you guys?
So we're no longer actively acquiring new projects in Turkey. We've sold off our projects. The bulk of our partners are Turkish companies that are executing on the ground. And we feel that that's the best way to advance our assets. The geology in Turkey is great. You know, thanks to our business model, we're not the ones investing the money in the projects, but the Turkish companies of which are subject to our royalties are advancing those. And one of the key assets there is Balya, which is a lead zinc silver deposit that's getting quite large. And there's a 5,000 ton per day mill that's coming into full scale commercial production in 2021.
Okay, super. Yeah, then let's move to Serbia and Timok Royalty. What's going on there?
Yeah. Well, you've highlighted the company maker in the portfolio, and the endowment on that project is gargantuan. The lower zone, for example, is 1.8 billion tons of mineralized rock with a grade of 0.86% copper and 0.18 grams per ton gold. That makes it the largest copper and gold deposit ever found in the history of Europe. This is within the Timok Magmatic Complex, which is Europe's largest historic producing copper and gold belt. And we were involved early on in the discovery there. Through some early work that we did. We actually advised the Serbian government about their new concession law right after the Balkan Wars. And part and parcel to our business model, as you know, we add value, we sell them off, we keep royalties. And we also buy royalties to augment the royalties we grow organically. And in this case, they found a huge deposit, which speaks to the concept of optionality. And when we sold this off, of course, that deposit was not known. It is now. And we have a 0.5% royalty over the actual discovery where the project development work is going on. And long term, this is a company maker for EMX. We expect to start to see the first production cash flow on that royalty late in 21.
Oh, okay, super. Yeah, when we are already at 21, what are the, let's say, important catalysts do you see for next year? What might be some highlights for you?
Well, we just highlighted two of them, and that would be the cash flow coming in from Balya, which we expect to be multiple millions of dollars per year, and from the Timok project as well, which should be $2.5 million a year starting right from the get-go at roughly today's metal prices. That was based upon the feasibility study that was published on the project. And so those are two great catalysts there. We have lots of deal flow. We've sold 50 projects in the last 3 years, creating 50 new royalties, which is the way that we dominantly create royalties in our portfolio, by execution of the royalty generation model. We're one of the few companies that does that. Certainly, we're the one that does it most prolifically. And that's by acquiring mineral assets, adding value by doing good geology, sell them to an industry hungry for discovery opportunities, keep a royalty. And we're good at that. We've been doing it a long time. We'll keep doing that.
Okay, super, perfect. So if we look financially wise, when can we expect then, let's say, the first real dividends? And let's say, because I know you have a history of dividends, right, in the past. But when I checked it some hours ago in the internet, I saw for this year's no dividend so far, no payment. But what does it look like then with that, let's say, cash flows coming in, and that you are now starting really to deliver in 2021, 2022?
Yes. So just a quick correction. We've never paid a dividend, and we've been growing our portfolio.
Oh, then it was wrong in the internet. That's interesting. Okay.
We have as much working capital, cash and tradable securities in the bank, no debt. We have as much working capital as we have raised in the entire history of the company, which speaks to the validity of this model. And our goal is to start to pay a dividend once the cash flow really starts to pour in, which with those two assets that I specifically mentioned, that will happen in 2021. So we're looking to 2022 to be the year that we initiate dividends and hope to grow them annually thereafter.
Super, that's perfect. Would you say that you, for the future, more concentrate, let's say, on precious metals, or could you also imagine to say, okay, hey, you know what, base metals, or let's call it battery metals, the future metals, is maybe something we really should keep an eye on?
Yeah, so the three groups that we're most interested in are precious metals, battery metals, and strategic metals. And certainly we would include copper on that list. Copper and gold are our mainstay. We have most of our current top line income is from gold. However, a lot of the future of the company is embedded in copper deposits, and with some nice lead, zinc, silver coming on board, and we're increasing our exposure of copper, cobalt, nickel as well. We're very bullish long term on nickel prices.
Super, yeah, me too, definitely. And also for copper, I'm super bullish. And jurisdiction-wise, where do you have to focus on? Would you say more, let's say, North America, Australia, for example? Or would you say, I mean, Northern Haiti is really a tough jurisdiction, I would call it, for my understanding at least, yeah? Or would you say, okay, now we move maybe more in safer jurisdictions, we are leaving out Africa, for example?
Yeah. So right now, the area of focus for new project acquisition for us has been for some time now, is Fennoscandia. Norway, Sweden, and Finland have been a focal point for us. We're one of the largest mineral rights holders in that part of the world. We've executed the model there very nicely. You'll see continued deal flow from the model I described coming out of our projects within that part of the world. It's a belt of geology we like a lot. The other area of the world where we're quite intensely focused, and that speaks to our geological skill sets, is the Western U.S. That would include Arizona and Nevada, as well as other parts of the Western U.S. And those are definitely areas of focus for us. Two new areas that we have added on recently, I believe, since we've spoken last, is a portfolio of royalties we bought in the Superior Geologic Province of Ontario and Quebec in Canada. And we bought that from a private prospect generator. We bought that portfolio. That portfolio from cash and share payments will pay for itself in 3.5 years. And we'll use that as a springboard to continue to grow our property positions in that part of the world. That's dominantly gold focused. And then we also bought a portfolio of royalties quite inexpensively in Chile. That's a belt of rocks that we love for copper mineralization dominantly.
Wow, fantastic. Super. That sounds like a great game plan, I would call it. And yeah, Dave, thank you very much. We really touched on everything, and that looks fantastic. Congratulations.
Jochen, thank you very much. Always my pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Dave Cole, the president and CEO of EMX Royalties for Precious Metals Summit Europe. And yeah, you heard it. The company is in fantastic shape. They are doing the right things, despite they have, let's say, 1, 2 really, high jurisdictions, I would call it, with Haiti and Turkey, but they are really concentrating on safe jurisdictions. They are growing the business in a very, very conservative manner. And with those two projects next year becoming cash flowing, bringing millions of dollars into the portfolio, and the outlook for a dividend payment on 2022, I would suggest you check out the company. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland.